The Giants situation, Jaxson Dart will get the start against the Chargers. We asked the question yesterday, if you're Russell Wilson, do you ask the Giants to release you? Or can you be traded to the Cincinnati Bengals? Now, Russ is going to say all the right things. He is. Have you ever gone to Home Goods and you see those signs, those things you can put up in your house? Like faith and family and fun, live, laugh, love, eat, pray, love. Like Russ is sort of a bumper sticker.
One day at a time.
Yeah, whenever he says something, it's kind of like he took it off a bumper sticker. And he did that yesterday when he talked about if he would seek a trade. Here's Russ.
No, I'm focused on helping this team win. I'm focused on helping Jaxson. I'm focused on me getting ready to be the best version of me today on Wednesday. And so, I want to be here. I love this organization. I love the process of it all. I love the guys in the locker room. I'm not giving up on us in this season.
Okay. I think you talked about two things, gratitude, attitude, and he's going to be a good backup, which he will be. But if you're Russ, the Bengals need help. You still want to play. You're playing your way out of the Hall of Fame in some people's eyes. Now, I think he's a Hall of Famer. It's weird. This became a big story yesterday on the mothership about Eli and Russ. And I'm thinking, okay, how much do you value what you do in the postseason? How much do you value what you do in the regular season? Because if Russ completes the pass or hands the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, then he's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. But it's weird that Russ is playing his way out of the Hall of Fame. Matthew Stafford played his way into the Hall of Fame. Matthew Stafford has one Super Bowl win, and so does Russ. Russ went to another one. Russ was a 10-time Pro Bowl quarterback. When it meant something to be a Pro Bowl quarterback, Matthew Stafford was a Pro Bowl quarterback once. But it's, what have you done for me lately? And Russ has not played well the last couple of years. But I know we get, Eli's going into the Hall of Fame. Eli's going into the Hall of Fame. He was very durable. He played over 200 consecutive games. But he's getting in because of two postseason runs. You beat the Patriots and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, you're going in. You win the MVP in both of those. Now, I would argue the defensive line should have been the MVP. They don't give it to a group. It's like I argued for the Denver Broncos when they beat the Green Bay Packers and with Terrell Davis. That offensive line won that Super Bowl. But you have to give it to an individual. So Eli has two MVPs. And he won two Super Bowls, and he beat Brady and Belichick. I understand that. Is Eli a better quarterback than Russ? No, not in my opinion. I think the problem was, and having been on the field when Russ was leading the Seahawks down to beat the Patriots had no answer for him. I thought Russ was unbelievable that night. Did it come down to an offensive coordinator and a head coach who wanted Russ to be the MVP in the Super Bowl and not Marshawn Lynch? If you believe that with the play call, with Darrell Bevell and, with Pete calling that play or agreeing to that play, and then all of a sudden he throws the interception. But if he completes the pass, he's in the Hall of Fame. There's no argument. There wouldn't be. He would have been the MVP. And they would have won two Super Bowls with him. But it's that postseason. What have you done for me? What do you do in the biggest games? Well, I can look at it. It's just like when we get into Jordan versus LeBron. Well, Mike won 6. All 6. Well, what happened all the other years? But he didn't lose a Super Bowl. Okay, but LeBron went to a lot more NBA finals than Mike. Like, I have to value that. There is value of getting there. It's like we dismissed Jared Goff going to a Super Bowl. Yeah, but he still got there. Like, we pick and choose. And Eli was not the best player on the field in either of those Super Bowls. But he did come up big in a couple of moments. And he only had 2 postseason runs. So durable, average, as far as statistics, regular season, but if you want to put in both, good. I have no problem with that. But you can't dismiss what somebody does during the regular season, because you need something happening during the regular season to get you into the postseason. And Russ was a Pro Bowl quarterback 10 times. Yes, Eden.
That's why I don't think it's fair the way that Super Bowl interception is categorized. Russell Wilson didn't make a mistake. He didn't throw the ball poorly. He didn't overthrow it and it went to Malcolm Butler. Malcolm Butler made a better play. Russell Wilson threw that ball perfectly. Malcolm Butler just made a better play. Yeah. And that happens. That shouldn't be a negative on Russell Wilson's career necessarily. I understand it's an interception, but it wasn't his fault. He made the right play. He made a good throw. Somebody just made a better play.
Yeah, Paul.
Eli Manning took the New York Giants to the playoffs 6 times in his career. He never won another playoff game except for those 2 runs. Russell Wilson took the Seahawks to the playoffs 9 times.
Well, Russ was overshadowed by a Hall of Fame coach and an incredible defense, incredible secondary. But Russ has been a great story. You're not a first round or second round pick. Eli was number 1 overall. Like, Russ beat the odds. So if I'm Russ, I want to show that I can still play. I want to show that I can win. And you can be an attitude and gratitude guy with the Giants, but your gratitude should be, I want to play for the Bengals. Yes, Eden.
Yeah, Russ, he's not a bad guy. He might be a little awkward, but he's not a bad person. He's not mean. He's just kind of an awkward dude sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah. Right. I appreciate we're all just trying to be the best version of ourselves that we can today. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about some attitude and gratitude from you, Todd?
Sure.
That'd be nice.
I wanted to add to Seaton's point with I know he's not Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, but anyone who debates whether Russ should get into the Hall of Fame with 1 Super Bowl or 2 Super Bowls and how close he was to getting that 2 Super Bowls, that would be very foolish to say, well, he'd definitely be in if he had the 2nd Super Bowl because of that one play. And with 1, I don't know, maybe I'd lean towards not letting him in.
Okay, I had a former quarterback tell me this yesterday because I'm saying, help me understand, Jaxson Dart. And he said, you got to fill up the stands. This is a home game. That's why they're starting him. They want the stadium packed because that's the bottom line for an owner. You want Jaxson Dart in there, everybody's going to be excited. Let's not waste his debut on the road in New Orleans. We want to put him in there in a home game. And I said, okay, explain to me what Russ was doing on final possession where he's throwing the ball where it can't be caught. No chance and he said, the older you get, you start thinking about your legacy and the numbers, and you don't want to throw an interception. Russ has one of the best touchdown to interception ratios in the history of the game. And he said, it's weird that you start thinking about your stats a little bit more. Whether that's true or not with Russ throwing it away, he didn't even give his receivers, he didn't give Neighbors a chance to get this. But the Bengals need help. Russ isn't going to cost you anything. And if you're Russ, you got Jameis Winston backing up Jaxson Dart. Now you can move on. And maybe it'll come to that. But Russ can't say that publicly. He has to say that privately through his agent. Hey, can we work something out?